Can you tell me how you got started with the Hayride?
Well, actually, I met Bill Brandon, who was in the band now, who was on the show, the original show, many years before me, and he needed somebody to replace a performer who was leaving, and he asked me to join the band, and I did about 8 or 9 years ago at the old Hayride and in Surgeonsville.
And as you do a dual role, you play in it, but you also promote
yes.
it.
Well, I'm the producer and the promoter of the show, and I'm the leader of the band. I hire everybody.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're kind of the guy.
Well, I don't like to say that.
Well, I'll say that.
But I guess I am. Yeah. The show started in Pennsylvania at a radio station called WRDV that was playing country music about over 20 years ago. The show was inspired there, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And then Jack Boland, who was the DJ of the show, and still is, by the way, for 35 years.
That's pretty cool.
At the time, he was working with a guy named Frank Naparano, who also loved country music. And as the story goes, they were sitting one time in the studio, and one of them said, you know, if we made a little room in here, we could probably bring musicians in here and have them sing right on the radio. And that's how they did that for a while. And then that's how it started, actually. And then it moved from there to another venue. And Frank Naparano finally, down the line, bought another radio station out here in Surgeonsville called WDVR, and moved it there. And when I met Bill Brandon, and he kind of hired me, we just met, and he knew me, and he heard about me playing guitar, and I heard about him through his brother. He needed somebody that knew a lot of country music and had been doing it for many, many years, because this show, the Hayride show, the performers must have a long history with country music, because we have different performers every week, every other week.
Right.
And it helps a lot if we already know the songs.
Right, right. Now, when you met him, were you helping initially as a performer or a promoter?
Strictly a performer. I was playing rhythm guitar in the band.
Okay. When did you jump into the promoter role?
2 months ago.
So this is fresh.
Well, this is brand new.
I don't believe it's only been 2 months. I feel like you've been having a bigger role in it for a while.
The first show was in October.
Yeah.
And that was October, November, December, January.
Yeah.
Now we're into February.
How did you find yourself in this role?
Well, I I didn't plan on it, but the show was canceled.
Yeah.
In Surgeonsville.
Right.
For whatever reasons, they had problems with the county.
Right.
And they decided to cancel the show and sell the building. And we were all shocked by it, and especially the fans. The fans we haven't talked about yet, but the fans were very, very disappointed. And I had been on the show quite a while, and many of them came to me and actually asked me if I could do something about it. The people knew that I do that sort of thing and asked me if I could come up and kind of find a new venue and keep the show going.
The entire show was called the Hopewell Hayride, and if someone wanted to listen to it now, how would they do that?
Well, we record the show the second and fourth Saturday of every month.
Every month.
And it is aired the following Friday of that Saturday.
Okay, and where does it air?
So we're going to do a show tonight. Next Friday, it will be aired on COA Radio at 6 p.m.
And anybody can access this, right? Because it's on the internet.
You can not only access it tonight's show, you can access all the shows before tonight, because it's archived. They save it. You can tune into any particular show you want to listen to.
Got it. Give me a little bit of taste of who we listen to usually every Saturday.
Well, you listen to me, and Bill Brandon.
Okay.
He plays lead guitar.
Okay.
Bruce Algira is one of fine steel guitar players. Kyle Maholics is our drummer. And Pete McClure is our bass player.
Gotcha.
That's the house band.
Gotcha.
We've all been in the business We're all older. You know, we're not kids, obviously, and we've been doing this a long time, except for Kyle. Kyle's a young guy, but he's a good drummer. He doesn't have to know all the country songs yet.
You were very passionate when you talked to me about making this video and trying to get people to want to come and see it and support it.
Yes.
And it was much more than just some random show on a Saturday. There was a heart to it that you were talking about.
Yes. You see, classic country isn't that popular as it was years ago. Modern country has kind of taken a bigger role. But there are many, many people who remember and love classic country music. There's not many places you can go hear it live.
Yeah.
The format we're doing, in fact, we are the only live classic country show played to a live audience and aired on the radio in northeastern Jersey. We're the only ones that are, and it's been continuously going on for over 20 years. That's unique to us. And we have built a following. And this is the kind of music that people can get to hear. There's not a lot of places you can go to hear live country music, a live country music show like this. And we're unique in that way, especially because we're on the radio too. And we have built a following, a very loyal following. And as you'll see when you talk to some of our fans, they are very loyal, and some of them go to a lot of trouble to get here. Some of them are, you know, have trouble getting around. They're used canes and such. We even have a couple of people come in on wheelchairs, believe it or not. And but they come almost every week, and that's one of the things. That's what I like about doing the show. That's really the reason we do the show. By the way, this is not a show where we all make a lot of money. This is kind of a labor of love for the music and for the fans.
Why do you think these people take so much time and effort to get here? What is drawing them?
Something that older people, especially, a regular event in their lives where they get out for a reasonable, very reasonable price to hear a good show, play the music that they love. It's something to do for them. They look forward to it. It's something they wait for, and we're giving them a meal too they can get, and it's an event, and they know each other. It's a social event for them, and it's one of the things that they love to see. Not many people realize it, but New Jersey during the 50s and 60s was very big with country music.
Do you have a memory of, what's your earliest memory of loving country music?
I would say with me it was Hank Williams. They had a big show, a ballroom in Newark on Broad Street, where the stars from Nashville would come up and do shows and broadcast it on a radio station out of Newark, and everybody could hear it.
Is that where you were from? Is that where you're from?
I'm from Kearney, very close to Newark. Yeah. So I grew up listening to it, and then hearing it live too. Marion is 95 years old. Comes here almost every show, and I'm sure she'll be here tonight with her daughter. Her daughter drives her here, helps her get into the show and puts her in the seat, and she just loves it here.
What do you love about playing? Like, what do you love so much about you? I mean, this, not to say this is a burden, but this is a lot of work. You know, you drive down 2 hours. So what makes you keep doing it?
Well, you might talk to the other musicians, and it's simple. We just love to play. That's one of the bad things going on right now, because musicians love to play so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll play for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
But why do you love to play? Is it do you get
feeling?
Do you get lost? Do you feel connected?
Yes. Yes, you connect with the music, and the real world just kind of goes somewhere else, at least for a few minutes. And also, I'll be honest with you, it's very nice to have people like you and clap for you, and you're getting a response, and they're having a good time and enjoying what you're doing. I'll admit that's a big part of it.
That's obvious. Yeah, no, I get that.
Who doesn't like being loved by people?
Right. Yeah, and that feeling is something that will keep bringing you back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
You connect with people. I think that's what it is. Even on the fans' part. And now, maybe in the rest of their life, they're not looked at much, but here they connect with the musicians, and we all
Right.
have a thing going here.
Right.
You know, camaraderie maybe.
What would be your pitch to get people out here?
Personally, as a musician, if more people gave country music a chance, people that aren't used to hearing country music, if they come to this show
Yeah.
and hear our music, I think they'll learn to love it just like I do. Country music is 3 chords and the truth.
And what do you mean by
The
that?
big thing about country music is the lyrics. Country music doesn't need a ton of chords, a lot of complicated music. It's the message. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, writers was Hank Williams. And his songs have been covered by modern rock and roll people. Your Cheating Heart is one of his. Now, who can't relate to Your Cheating Heart?
Yeah.
You've never been cheated on.
Right.
Nobody's ever loved you or left you. And
Right.
all these things that most of us go through in life
Right.
can be heard in the lyrics of country music.
But there's an importance in this small little show, and what is that to you? Because even though it's small, it matters. It has a lot of,
It does matter, and what's so important? Why should we keep it going?
Yeah.
I can't answer that. I can't come up. I'd like to find out why it's so important. You know something? Maybe it isn't important.
I think it is.
Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I also, obviously, I think it's important too.
Yeah.
I can't put it into words. They say if you can speak it, if you can talk it, it's not the whole truth.
Right.
The whole truth is you just know and you feel, and sometimes it just can't be explained. I know it matters. I know it's very important in their lives.
That's
Might not
great.
be important in other people's, but in the people that come here, it's very important.